Why do they? Why do they suck? Well, maybe they don't. And if not, then why are you watching this right now, I wonder? But if they do suck, your recordings, your voice recordings that is, then keep on watching. It's nerd time. So, good day and welcome to the Time Preservation Society. I'm an American werewolf in London. A Canadian-American werewolf in London. This video is about close miking with a large diaphragm condenser or a dynamic mic. I'll soon do a boomed mic video, so stay tuned for that one. Anyway, listen to me right now. Not necessarily the words I'm saying, but the sound of my voice. You can listen in the car, on earbuds, or with big headphones, or on your phone, or through professional studio monitors. Listen wherever you want, anywhere. Listen to how good this sounds. Now, this mic I haven't brought out in a while is the Lauten Audio LS-208. This isn't the reason. There are a lot of good mics and a lot of, okay mics that you can make sound good. But listen to how good this sounds. It'll sound good pretty much wherever you play this, on anything. Okay, so now go back to actually listening to the words that I'm saying. So why can't you get your stuff to sound like this? Right? You're asking, you see these videos and you're saying, man, that sounds so good. Why are my videos not sounding good, right? Is it your mic? It's your mic, right? It's probably not your mic. Is it your interface? It must be your interface then, right? It's probably not your interface either. So let's do what any engineer or technician would do when trying to solve a problem. Go through the signal path, or the various stops of your signal on the way to the end, and figure out what the problems are. First, you've got your voice, and that includes the room you're in, the live sound, I guess. Next is your mic. Condenser, dynamic, whatever. After that, we have your preamp, channel strip, interface, recorder, whatever. All of those they have preamps in them, so we'll just call that the preamp stop. And lastly is how you process your recorded audio. So basically, you've got voice, mic, preamp, processing. 4 stops. Seems simple enough, right? So what gives? A good 60% of how good a voice sounds is the room. 10% is technique, 10% is the mic, and 20% is the processing you do to it, give or take. Are those accurate percentages? I have no idea. I just made them up just now. If you have a, let's say, really bad broken mic, then 100% of the problem is your mic. Your mileage may vary, of course. So let's tackle the biggest issue, the room. This could be a small room, a big room, a corner of a room, whatever. Us gear nerds are totally dazzled by new gear. But always remember the age-old oldage. But Mom, I need new gear. No, you little piece of shit. We have perfectly good gear at home. Sometimes we tend to blame the gear because we don't want to admit that we have to do boring, sometimes expensive, exhausting, and seemingly unfulfilling room treatments. It sucks. It sucks to think that's what you have to do. Fill your room corners with lots of soft, dense material, rolled up carpets, rolled up moving blankets, rolled up piles of clothes that haven't fit you since the 90s. Let's be honest with ourselves. We're not getting into those favorite jeans again, so let's put our misery to good use. Are your walls blank? Add layers of blackout curtains or moving blankets on walls that aren't seen by cameras, or they are, who cares? Or build framed acoustic panels with rock wool. There are lots of DIY acoustic panel videos on YouTube. Or buy actual acoustic panels if you can afford it. Deaden the sound of your room as much as you can. But at least stop reverb and echoes and all that stuff. No one likes hearing it. It's awful. Next is your voice. Don't talk directly into your mic. Your plosives from your P's and B's and other air launchers will pollute your audio with breath bombs. I really enjoy this technique here. It's 45 and 45, just like my lighting setup. 45 degrees on axis to the side of your mouth, right? So 45 degrees and 45 degrees up. So as you see, this is 45 and 45. If you don't understand what I'm saying or it's not making sense, ask me in the comments and I'll help you with that. I wish I could do animation, but I don't know how to do it. So there you go. Anyway, 45 degrees on axis to the side of your mouth hole here and 45 degrees on axis above it. You can also opt for a pop filter, but none of them are ever 100%. And you could ruin good recordings. So it never depends solely on a pop filter. You need to employ a technique like this. That's why you're not hearing plosives, because my p is going this way. Yet the mic is still pointed right here. Moving right along. What are we, halfway there? We're getting through it. Next is your preamp. If you're an old person like me who got into audio in the late 1900s, you might be very used to trying to get as close to 0 dB on your input signal as possible to avoid unwanted hiss and noise. We all did it. I did it for years and years. Stop that. Stop that right now. In digital audio, we no longer need to worry about this. The name of the game is safety. Don't want to go over. So you want to shoot for -18, -12, I don't care, -20, whatever you want. Make sure your loudest sounds don't get near -6. So I tell people, shoot for -12 maybe, I don't know, -18. -18 is fine. And then no higher than -6. It gives you a good padding so you don't go over. -18 to -12 gives you a good dynamic range and a safety zone. Digital clipping is one of the most awful sounds on earth. Avoid it at all costs. I would take a Rode NT1A over a digitally clipped signal. And that's saying a lot. Most modern audio interfaces are just fine for recording. Even most cheap ones like Scarlett Solos, stuff like that, they're fine. They'll do all the things you want to do. All right, so now you've got a nice sounding room, a decent mic, good technique, a healthy signal, and some recorded audio. Now for the final step. Processing it for whatever medium it's destined for, which can be a whole bunch of different stuff. We're going to just settle for audiobooks, spoken word, long form stuff right now. Other than their room, this is where a lot of new audio enthusiasts will make some mistakes. There are no foolproof ways of processing every voice. There are endless plugins and chains and orders, and they'll all work if you know what you're doing. But here's my own process for my own voice if you want to know what I use. I start with Isotope RX mouth declick, and then I go to Waves Clarity VX noise reduction. Been using that mostly lately. Then I go into Soothe 2 as a de-esser if needed. And then I do Fab Filter Pro Q4 because I have that now instead of Pro Q3 is fine too. I use that for subtractive EQ if needed. It's not always needed, but if needed. And next, any transparent compressor. I've been using Tone Booster's Compressor 4 a lot lately. It's really nice and transparent. Just a light touch, just a little bit. And then followed at the end by additive EQ. I go with different EQ plugins all the time. Like, I change them all the time. I change my stuff all the time. Lately, I've been using Kive Audio's Enfuse Master Bus Processor. It's a sort of EQ. It's not even a dedicated one, but it does have a simple EQ in it, along with a compressor and some other nifty features. But I really, really like that Neve Super Silk Saturation Dial. It sounds really good on voice. It wasn't meant for it, I don't think, but man, I've been playing with it. It sounds good. It's on right now, I think. I don't know if I decided to do this in post, but I think I did. It's probably on. That's what you're hearing. I sometimes use Model N channel or Waves Omnichannel 2 or an SSL EQ or stock EQ. They all basically do the same stuff. And finally, a limiter to bring the audio up to the desired LUFS or RMS without going over. Sometimes I use saturation, sometimes I skip some of these steps, sometimes I double them, sometimes I do none of them. Well, I always do a roll-off in the low end on every voice. So does this all sound like gibberish to you? If it does, rest easy. I'm going to do a full deep dive on my processes in the coming weeks, so look out for that one. Or if you're watching this way into the future, click on the video that pops up at the end of this one, because I'll link it there. Yeah. The key to processing is knowing when not to process, or less is more. You don't have to process everything. Every part of that chain is subtle, but it all adds up in the end. But not everyone needs all that. It's like every voice is different. Sometimes someone recently sent me something. They sent me the raw, and then I had to work on. He sent me the raw and his processed, and the raw sounded better. So when I processed it, I realized I didn't need to do any subtractive EQ. I just rolled off a bit, compressed a little bit, added a little bit of shine, brought it up with no limiter to the appropriate volume, and that was it. It's everyone's different. So rolling off the unnecessary low end is a regular thing I always do. Just want to make sure you know that, because all that low end is totally unnecessary. You got to cut it out. And it can even present problems down the line. So 80 hertz and below, just roll it off. And also, I always have a limiter on. Even right now, there's a limiter on, so I can raise the volume of my stuff without clipping, because the name of the game is safety. You just don't ever want to clip. So those are my two plugins that are always on. The rest are as needed, as I said. Anyway, those are the 4 basic stops of recorded audio. Just to recap, we got voice, room, that voice part, mic, preamp, processing. If any or all of those 4 stops in your audio path are an issue, then you need to concentrate on fixing them. So I do this professionally. I analyze and process submitted voice samples and create full presets for people just like you. I'm a recorded voice consultant, I guess. I don't know. I just really like it a lot. But I just launched a brand new, cheaper, stripped down service on my website where I personally fully analyze your sample for $49. I'll analyze your recording and let you know where your problems are. I'll tell you. I'll say, here's where your problems are. So just $49? How does that guy make money? That's my secret. I always don't make money. But for $149, I'll fully process your sample so you can hear what you can sound like, along with plugin and parameter setting suggestions and a whole bunch more. For $2.99, I'll do all of that, plus I'll create a full digital preset for you, so you can click a button and get instant custom process for your voice and your mic, for that mic, just for you, and it's easy. Click the button. I've worked on so many voices in my time. I've heard it all. Sometimes all you need is a professional consultant to get you to the finish line way faster. It's like a cheat code for your recorded voice. Anyway, click on the link in the description below and grab one of those packages. $49 to get you analyzed. That's pretty cool. Never sound bad again. The $49 analysis is a steal though, so check it out, please. I really dislike self-promotion, but I've got to do some of it some of the times because this channel is a full-time job. More than a full-time job. It's a lot of time, and you would be shocked at how much a small channel like mine makes on ad revenue. Spoiler alert, it's a lot of not a lot. The amount of money I make here measures... Oh, hold on a second. Let me just find my trusty old measuring tape here. You know, This measuring tape was made by a day-walking vampire named Blade, just after he defeated Deacon Frost at some point in the late 90s. I picked it up from a hilarious mercenary named Hannibal King back in '04. Anyway. Yep, just as I thought. So there you go. Which one of those 4 audio signal stops is your biggest problem for you? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think about your own samples, your own stuff that you're doing. Hopefully that was helpful. Well, that'll just about do it for all of me here at the Time Preservation Society. Bye now. Bin transmission. Click this video right here. This is the one right there. That's the one you want to click on if you're in the future. Yeah, watch this one. Okay, see you later.